Hello there, welcome to my channel. I'm Amanda and we are here with a video about Himi Gouache. I decided that I was going to be naughty and buy some gouache from Amazon to test it out because it was a trend on YouTube and I wanted to see how good it actually is. So I'm going to tell you how good they actually are and let's get into the video, shall we? The first little part is a little ASMR portion, but if you don't like that sort of thing then I'll leave it a little chapter so that you can just get into the actual painting process and me talking about the supplies. So here you go, here's the video, enjoy. Alright, so I'm now peeling all the lids off of these paints. This process was a little bit tedious and annoying and really messy, but once I did it I was quite happy with it, and I did consider doing the method that I've seen someone else do where they take off the lid just a little bit, but I decided I don't care about that and I figured that they would be pretty easy to re-wet. Quickly doing some swatches there just to make sure that I know which is which, and then we're jumping right into the painting. Now the painting on the left hand side was a painting that I was doing and was going to record for you guys, but the footage got corrupt, so we're on to a different one, and I'm really happy that I did this one. I love the way that it came out. I had so much fun painting it, and I hope that you enjoy watching me do it as well. So yes, this set of Himi Gouache, I don't know why I decided to buy it, but I just felt like I needed a new set of gouache, even though I literally had just bought premium, you know, artist quality gouache. But I decided that it would be good to try this out, and I wasn't wrong. I was really happy with this. There are a few things I would like to talk about to do with this set though, so buckle in and listen up. So yeah, this set is a little bit strange. I would say that it's not really for travelling purposes. I have taken it to the beach and it did okay. I pushed it right down into the bottom of my bag so that it was completely flat, but as my back is not straight, you know, it was tilted a little bit while it was on my back and it was like moving around in there, so it was still in quite good condition. All of the paints were still in relatively the same place that they should have been, and it was pretty easy to use on the go, but I wouldn't say that it would be the best idea to do that because it is quite heavy and the paints are open, so if you accidentally knock it over or if you knock it upside down or it goes on its side or anything like that, then there's a good chance that you will ruin the whole palette and the whole painting thing. So I wouldn't recommend leaving it or taking it outside. The palette that comes with it, the white thing, I noticed that you cannot put it on top of the paints face down or rather like facing up the right way. You have to turn it around and face it the other way, and it still gets paint on it. And if you leave the brushes in the little hole where the brushes are supposed to go, they also get paint on them somehow, even if you don't move it that much. So I would recommend probably not doing that and not taking it anywhere, but for a studio set it is quite good to have around. As for the paint quality itself, I would say that it's actually really impressive. I was really blown away by the quality of the paints. They layer really well, they're really opaque, and they just feel nice to work with. They are a weird consistency though, like they feel like jelly. They don't feel like gouache. They feel a little bit more sticky, a little bit more wet, but they also are really nice to work with. The consistency is really smooth and really nice to lay down, and it is quite good that way. And also they dry like gouache. They dry matte. I would say that they would dry a little bit more chalky than normal gouache or gouache that I'm used to using, but it's nothing too major. And you have to be really careful with mixing these colours too, because they do get muddy or desaturated quite quickly. So if you want to have nice vibrant gouache paintings, I would not mix them. I'm just so used to mixing them to get the exact colour that I want that I just can't not mix. Like, I can't just use a pure colour. But if you really want vibrant, nice gouache paintings, I would either use artist quality single pigment mixes, or I would just not mix the colours at all and use them straight from the tub. So that would be my advice for that. Again, as for the quality, they are really nice. I've had this set since July, the end of July. It's now the end of September, and I am really happy with the quality and the wetness of them. They haven't dried out too much, and I haven't been spraying them with the water either. I decided to really test these out and make sure that I got all of the information for you. If you are the type of person who will not remember to spray these quite a lot or quite often, then I wouldn't worry about it, because you can literally just put a couple of drops in of water from your brush or a pipette if you have one, and just stir it with a toothpick, and it will go back to a really nice consistency. That's what I did a couple of days ago. I haven't sprayed it with anything. I haven't been using them that much either. They've just been sitting there on my desk, and I've used them a couple of times. I've used them for this painting, the painting that you see on the other side, and three more paintings, sorry, and then I haven't used them since then. But yeah, they're really good at just keeping nice and wet, and I really think that they are good. The colour selection is really nice on them as well. I was going to say that the browns are weird, but they're not. That was my last coloured set like this. It's because the watercolours that I got in the Artful box were exactly the same colour as the box of gouache. But yeah, the browns are nice. I mean, the consistency of the paints is consistent throughout, and they are really cheap. You get a lot for your money. I don't know if I would suggest getting the bigger set, because there will be paints that you won't use. Like, I've already noticed that I haven't used the peachy colour. I haven't used too much of the purples. I haven't used the greens that much, even though I do have a lot of greens. I tend to mix the yellow and the black together, and the yellow and the blue together to get greens, because I just prefer my own greens mixed. And I haven't used a couple of other colours, but I probably will at some point, maybe do a challenge or something. See, that's the problem with sets, is that you're always going to have colours that you're not going to use, and you are going to feel like you've wasted your money because you won't finish them. But the good thing about this is that if you really don't want to use the colours, then maybe put it in a different pot, give it to a friend, and fill up the pot that you have left with another colour that you might use more, because these have the Himi Gouache set and the Maya Gouache, which I think are the same thing, have sets that have refills, so you can refill your sets, but you can just pick whatever colour you want as well. I'm really sorry, it skipped ahead quite a lot. I didn't mean for it to do that, but it really did, and I didn't know what happened. My camera doesn't beep when it goes off, so I didn't notice, and I was just too in the zone of painting to notice that it went off. But I really love the log that falls over across the way and has like moss growing on it. I am like so obsessed with moss and flowery, not even flowery, but foresty things right now, that I'm just so excited, and I'm really inspired to keep painting this kind of thing. So if you love that stuff, then look forward to seeing more of it. But yeah, I'm just speeding up and laying it down. It did seem like it was a little bit globby when I was laying it on, but it look how opaque that is. Like, it just goes right over. No worries there. Like, it's no hassle for it to go over, and they're just really easy to use. The brushes that came with the set are really nice as well. I do really like them. But obviously you've only got 3, so I think I did switch to another one at some point for a smaller size. But yeah, the paint is just so easy to use, and it's just so nice. I actually really like it. I would say though, if you are the type of artist that is professional and you've been painting for a long time and you already have the paints that you really like, and you're not afraid of using them in your sketchbook, or you're not afraid to, you know, waste your paints, and that's in quotation marks because you're never going to waste your paints. You're always painting is good. But if you just feel like you have the sets that you like and you don't feel like you have to have a cheap set to practice with, and you would prefer to practice with the ones that you want to use professionally, then I would definitely not buy this. There's no point. But if you're the type of person that likes to just doodle in their sketchbook a lot and don't want to waste your good paints, then I would definitely suggest using these. They're really cheap and you can't go wrong with buying them anyway. But I would say that the professional artist quality paints are much nicer, much easier to use, not as desaturating, not as muddy. Like, they don't get muddy as quickly, and they are a lot better quality. But I think that these are totally fine to just use in your sketchbook and practice, because the consistency is just so good and the way that they lay down is so good, and there's just a lot of paint to work with there, and it just makes me want to paint more. Like, I have all this paint to use up and it wasn't even that expensive, so it just makes me want to paint as much as possible. So I think that I definitely do recommend getting this paint set if you are like me. I don't know why. My voice just went all weird then. I'm sorry. I'm actually crying. As for videos from me in the future, if you would like to see some tutorials or just me painting with this set again and maybe painting along videos, I could zoom the camera out a little bit more. And if you have the same set, you could use the same paints as me. I know I've changed the layout of the paints, but you know, it's pretty easy to figure out. I just always do it that way. That's always the way that I've done it. So I don't know, but yeah, if you want to see other videos with me using these paints, then let me know what type of videos you want to see in the comments, and I will definitely go ahead and do that. I'm really excited to use these paints more and to share more of my work with you. I'm just really vibing with the foresty path theme right now, and not even the path theme, but just forests, trees, doors, leaves, even like gardening equipment and things just scattered around gardens, and just gardens on their own, gates, fences, just things like that. I'm just really vibing with painting those kind of things, so I'm really happy with that, and I'm really excited to continue. I just love that the paintings are so full. Like, it's not just some random piece of fruit on the back of on top of a white background or something like that. I don't know, it's just really nice and fun for me, and I enjoy it, so that's exciting. And I hope that you enjoy them too. Yeah, oh, look what I just did. I just covered that whole moss area and like ruined it. It still looks okay, but I think it looked better before. But what can you do? You live and you learn, right? Yeah, I really tried to put as much detail in this as possible. There was a log in the reference picture that I was using. By the way, it was Unsplash, so I'll put it in the description below. But the reference that I was using had a log at the bottom of the trees in it, and I just omitted the log. I couldn't get it right. It was weird. It was in shadow and it just looked strange, so I decided not to put that in. And then I'm doing my famous little dots for the leaves on the floor. I love this. I think that I just want to paint these kind of paintings all day long. Just, it's coming into autumn now and the colours are really nice, and I love the fact that you can just dot little warm colours all around the floor and they look like autumn leaves, which is great, and I'm so excited for that. But yeah, this is Oh, in the video as well, you're going to get to see a nice peeling action of the washi tape. By the way, the washi tape is from my friend Rosie. Here we go. From Pin & Co. You can go and check out her shop. Her shop will be listed in the description below. This washi tape is amazing for getting things off. But I think that I actually... Is this the one where it failed? No. Okay, good. Yeah, I was going to say, like, the peeling action wasn't working for a painting that I did it after this, but this one's okay. So yeah, there we go. Painting action, or peeling action for you there, and a little look at the painting finally done. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to comment, like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.